So real quick about the sauce I have for you today, it takes the perspective of the main girl throughout the entire thing. So with that in mind, what if you're a tall girl minding her own business but getting bullied for being tall? You don't stick up for yourself, so Short King, who's also your boyfriend, comes along to stand up for you. But the two of you don't even do relationship stuff like the
unforgivable act of hand-holding.
Well, that's the story of the doujin I have for you today. And yes, I did that whole beginning thing because it's pretty obvious which genre of people my content is geared towards. But anyway, let's talk 425528, called How to Advance Your Love. It's from the absolute GOAT daniMOAT. It's a tall girl sauce like I mentioned, and it's pretty wholesome, so let's get right into it. The doujin starts out in a hallway with a girl walking and two other guys walking the opposite direction. They bump into each other and the girl's on the floor, which the guy's berating her and calling her things like She-Hulk. She apologizes for it, but someone walks up to stand up for her. It's the main guy, Hinata, who's also the student council president. The guy from before grabs him and starts to threaten him, but Hinata grabs him and throws him to the ground, and also insults him while he's down. The two guys just leave and the girl starts thanking him for saving her. He helps her pick up her stuff, asking if she's hurt, and tells her, whose name is Mikoto, that she needs to stand up for herself or people like that are gonna walk all over her. They walk off and he asks if she wants to go home after they turn those papers in. It cuts to the two walking and there's a monologue from the girl where she's saying stuff like he's Hinata, who's her childhood friend and lover, and that he's smaller than her but never backs down. It has saved her countless times. He tells her to tell him if there's any problems and that he doesn't want anything bad to happen to her, and she thanks him for always helping her. He's a loving boyfriend who always treasures her, and she goes to do the
absolutely deplorable act of hand-holding.
But he backs off and gets flustered, saying it's too early for that, and she backs off. Since he treasures her so much, they still haven't done couple things like holding hands. It cuts to the next day and this girl is reacting to the fact they haven't held hands, even if they've been together forever. Meanwhile, her and her boyfriend do it every day and calls them slow. Mikoto thinks that he may not think of her as a girl, which her friend says there's no way that's the case. But Mikoto goes on dragging herself down, saying it's because she's not cute, tall, and has plain outfit, which gives her friend an idea. She asks if Mikoto only had boring outfits her entire life, which she says yeah, and her friend says that must be it, since she's got a bod. It decides to teach her about clothes that suit her well, and shows her an example which tells us what's gonna come. It cuts to a house and Hinata sitting alone, wondering why Mikoto would invite him over suddenly. But she thanks him for waiting and comes out dressed in this, saying that she just felt like wearing those clothes sometime. During all of this though, he just breaks and she runs to him asking if he's okay since his body is burning up. But he releases and she realizes that he always acted manly, but is now blushing, and she gets a certain feeling, and they do it. It cuts to the house again and she wakes up. Hinata moved her while she was sleeping and she wants to apologize for earlier, but he tells her it's fine. He goes on saying that he didn't consider her feelings and made her go along with his when he's supposed to treasure her. And he tells her to do what she wants and to not hold back anymore. She goes to hug him, asking if it means she can cling on to him like that, and says they're on track to having more good times. He says to let him rest for a bit and she says nope, and the doujin ends. Overall, I rate this a 10 out of 10. It's such a good read and it's very, very wholesome. It's just another amazing work from daniMOAT, and it's just so good in general. I recommend you check it out for yourselves as always. That's all I got. I'll see you in the next one.
Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul. These hentai babes make me drool. Hasune Miku is great. She makes me masturbate. Fairy tale.